What's up you guys, it's 2Bricks and I have another Let's Build video for you today. It's a nanoscale Republic Venator class Star Destroyer. This is actually to the same scale as my Imperial Star Destroyer that I did in a previous Let's Build video. I actually had to poach one of the parts from that to build this one because I didn't realize that I had so few of these 1x4 slopes. But yeah, I think if you guys have one of these on a desk or on a shelf, I think this would look really nice next to it. You can kind of see if I show them to you relative to one another. They scale pretty darn appropriately. So there we go. And a lot of you guys have asked me to share my thoughts about the Clone Wars finale, and I will say I thought it was absolutely wonderful, spectacular, perfect, emotional, just everything that I was hoping that the end of the series would be. And I'm so glad that we got to see that final episode arc play out. So yeah, really happy to be able to bring this one to you guys. And any Clone Wars buffs out there can definitely get a kick out of having one of these, like I said, on a shelf or on a desk or something. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to the build. All right, you guys, so let's get building. First, we're going to do the kind of central core of the fuselage, the front section where all of the starfighters would normally be stored. So we'll start with this regular 1x1 studs on all sides brick. I'll place two 1x1 studs on the front of there. You can actually substitute any of these pieces in the dark gray, can be any color, and also these round studs can also be just regular 1x1 plates too. Doesn't actually matter. I just like to use the round ones because you don't have to spend a lot of time lining them up just right. So then we plug in our 1x1 light bluish gray, same brick on the front, but it's light bluish gray this time. That does matter because you'll see this front color poking out of the front there. So onto the back here we place our two 1x1 plates, and those are just going to finish off that structure. And then we just do a jumper plate back here in the light bluish gray. Again, that color does matter because it pokes through. So then onto the sides of this structure, we place our 1x4, oops, sorry about that. Place our 1x4 slopes, and those just form up the sides. And then on the top here, being careful to line up this stud with the front of this plate, we have a 1x4 that just forms up that nice red stripe right down the front of that. And actually we can go ahead and place this piece too. The 1x6 dark red plate, or tile, I mean. So then we're going to go ahead and make the kind of main central wing section. So we'll take our two upside down light bluish gray slopes in the 1x2, and then we're going to place a 1x1 tile on either side in the light bluish gray, and then onto the back of that we're going to place a 1x2 regular plate, and then behind there we plug in this modified brick with the two studs on both sides, and then into that we have our 1x3 upside down slope pieces. And I have a discolored one here, but you know, these are warships, they've seen a lot of action, so there's some discoloration. And then we have a couple more of these 1x1 gray tiles that go onto either side there. And then in the middle, this kind of represents the Republic red stripe that you see on the back section of these. It's actually like usually multiple stripes. That tells you who's the general in charge of this particular fleet. So in this case, I just have a generic single stripe just to represent whomever. It doesn't really matter. And then we can just plug in this front section right into these two studs right here. And we see it's starting to come together. Next, we'll make the little engine assemblies. So we take one of our modified round 1x2 plates, and then a 1x1 with a hole in the middle right there. It's not essential that you use the one with the hole in the middle, but I like the look of having the two kind of open engine outlets back there. And then we just repeat that. So make a second identical one. Take our 1x1, put on there, and then the cylinder brick as well. Then we just place those right here on either side into that single stud that we have available. There we go. Next we'll make the stand, just because that's an easy thing. Just place this bar into this lightsaber piece. That just gives you the stud to plug into the bottom, like so. Oops. And then that just plugs into this hollow stud right here. All right, so there's that. And now we'll do the superstructure. So we're going to take our two, a 1x2 and 1x3 slopes right there. And then we'll place a jumper piece on the top. just holds them together. And then a 1x1 tile, which represents that kind of double bridge support structure right there. And then the binocular piece, which represents the dual bridges on this thing. I mean, it's such a small scale that I'd love to be able to get the 2 individual towers and 2 individual bridges, but obviously at this tiny scale, it's basically impossible. Next, we'll take our 1x3 plate and we'll plug in our modified brick with stud on either side. 1x1 of those, and then we place a cheese wedge on the back, and then we place that into this bridge superstructure that we have right here, and then on the bottom there we place our 2 jumper pieces. Now these can be the ones that have the single anti-stud on the bottom, or they can be these newer ones with the kind of empty bottoms. It really doesn't matter for this particular purpose. I just happen to have all of the newer style here, so I'm just using those. And then we just place that onto the top and use those 2 studs to hook it all together. And then finally on the bottom we just place this 1x3, and that just kind of brings it all together back there and just kind of completes the shape. So there we go. There is your Republic Venator class Star Destroyer. All right, you guys, thanks for watching to the end of the video. I hope that you enjoy your Venator class Star Destroyer, and if you have the Imperial one as well, and you want to see a First Order one, or any other capital ships that you're a fan of, let me know down in the comments, and I will definitely consider that when I'm designing the next one of these small-scale ships. Now, because this is a Venator class Star Destroyer, and a lot of people have joked that I should make one for my Microfleet series, I'm going to go ahead and lay down a promise right now, here on this video, which will be on the internet forever on YouTube, and people can look back on it, and if I don't fulfill this promise, you can call me a liar. But if I reach 100,000 subscribers on this channel, I will go ahead and make the Venator class Star Destroyer at the scale of my Microfleet series. It will be 10 feet long, rendering it the largest Republic Venator class Star Destroyer ever to have been made out of Lego, as far as I'm aware. I don't obviously know what private builders and collectors might have, but the biggest one that I've ever seen is 8 feet long, and mine would be an extra additional 2 feet on top of that. So if that's something you guys want to see, you better get spreading the word, and you better get tell your friends and tell everybody that you know to subscribe to 2 Bricks on YouTube, so I can get up to that 100,000 subscriber number and actually be able to have the revenue from my channel to be able to afford the parts to build such an insane model. So if that's something you guys are interested in seeing, and it would be a large-scale build series that would have multiple parts and you guys could see it in progress as it happens, if that's something you want to see, you better get spreading that word, like I said. All right, you guys, so that's going to do it for me today. Of course, like always, down in the description, you guys can see the digital file. There's a link to it, and you guys can download that and see all the parts that I used and order them for yourself. Thank you guys again for watching, and may the Force be with you.